In this video, I'm going to guide you properly on how to manage a nagging wife. First of all, I'll be exposing to you what makes women nag, why women nag. Some men are already into a fight with their wives because they nag, and that is never going to solve a problem. It's never going to make things better. Marriage is not a happily ever after kind of experience. Just like we feel so emotional before we wed, we get married, everybody feels that thing that is so romantic and so lovely. And sometimes we believe that that is exactly how it's going to continue to be. But no, marriage demands work, commitment, and so much labor to make it work. And this is one of it. In a situation where you now have a nagging wife, of course, that calls for responsibility and that calls for labor. It is not a time to give up. The first thing I'm going to tell you on how to begin this process of healing your wife from nagging is the fact that you have to perceive the situation as a problem that needs a solution rather than deciding to fight back or maybe believing that she doesn't love you, she doesn't care about you, and she doesn't respect you. Of course, that can never be true because before you got married to your wife, I believe there was something you shared together. You saw love, probably respect as well before you got married to her. So, what could have happened? Something could be an underlying factor that is pushing her or making her do what she's doing, of which is very important that we discover it right in this video. So first here, you need to see yourself as the hero that is going to deal with this problem. A nagging woman is typically influenced by four major factors that serves as her triggers. Number one is unhappiness and lack of inner peace. A woman who do not have peace on the inside cannot give it to you. Sometimes this is actually the trigger she's going through and she doesn't know how to explain it to you. You have to be intentional about addressing her spiritual and emotional well-being. You can encourage her to find a spiritual mentor. Mentorship is very important because it's a place of influence, and the best way to help people to behave well or to get better is always by influence. So she needs a kind of impartation that can transform her life and change her life. So she needs emotional support and she needs a spiritual support. So when she lacks inner peace and she's unhappy, she can't give it to you because people don't give what they don't have. So when you see your wife always nagging, check if she is happy and check if she has inner peace. If she doesn't, that calls for responsibility and that calls for your help in her life. The second one is ingrained character traits. You have to consider her upbringing and the environment that shaped her life. Of course, people take time to become who they are. People's character are formed in years, and you shouldn't expect someone who stayed in a nagging environment, maybe by a parents or sisters, depending on where she grew up. You expect her to just become someone different in one day. That becomes very challenging. You just have to allow the Holy Spirit to work on her while you offer your support and your patience through the process. Because in such situation as character traits, something that is in the person, it is not easy to get over it. Sometimes they struggle within themselves trying to get better. Sometimes you see that after your wife is done nagging, she feels so bad about nagging, or she begins to cry about it and she doesn't want to. She feels bad, she just wants to get better. But the fact remains that this is a character trait that is in there. Now, I'm not saying that you should be comfortable with it or you should celebrate it. She should be able to know that this is wrong, and you should be able also to make her see that this is so wrong, because if she doesn't see it as something that is wrong, she will never and might never consider changing and becoming a better person. But this is a different environment you are in with her, so you being able to point it out to her whenever she pulls off the nagging attitude would help her recognize that there is a problem that needs a solution here and that you are willing to help her. So in this situation, you just need to let the Holy Spirit work on her while you offer your support and your patience through the process, because it's really going to take some time. But it's good if you understand that she has a problem with this. And how do you go about discovering this? You can take your time to ask her some questions about her upbringing. Of course, you can't be getting married to someone you don't know, because the kind of family she's coming from is actually who she truly is, because she can't be all different from her people. So the third approach of helping your wife to stop nagging is communication and good listening. Most men don't like to listen to their wives because once the nagging thing comes in, of course, it pulls you off, it throws you off guard, and you wouldn't want to listen again because everywhere is now hot and you just want to leave the house and you just want to react and you just want to do something crazy. And at that point, you're not listening to her. Now, every nagging woman is always saying something. It's very important that you pay good attention to what she's saying while she nags. Whatever she's saying while she's nagging is actually the problem. But you don't know it because you don't listen to her. Then you are angry with her and you don't want to hear anything because her voice is all loud at you and you feel disrespected. But of course, if you don't solve this problem, the nagging thing continues and you wouldn't want to handle that because marriage is about lifetime. How long are you willing to stay in that shit? Of course, you have to rise up as the hero of your relationship and find the solution even as you discover the problem. Now, the fourth one is financial struggles. Yes, some women are not just comfortable with the fact that they don't have money. You have to check if she's facing some financial difficulties and focus at helping her, build something based on her interests, like what she likes doing, so that she can be contributing to the family income. It helps a lot. A lot of women nag because they don't have money. Maybe all their life they've not really managed. Yes, some people are like that, or naturally, nobody is comfortable when they don't have money. Not even me. Like when I don't have money, I'm not comfortable. Yes, I may not be nagging because of money, but the fact still remains that I'm acting better because I know better right now, and not everybody is like that. So check if financial difficulties is her challenge, and if that is her problem, you can do a whole lot to helping her get over that. It's easy to stop her from nagging if you can listen to her, if you can pay attention to her, if you can actually carry out this research and discover these things I've said in this video. Seek for professional help if the relationship is already toxic. If you apply all this method and nothing has worked, of course you have to seek for professional help. If you can no longer sleep, you are going through a lot. Of course, you should know what a toxic relationship is. If you don't know what a toxic relationship is, you can check my video on how to determine a toxic relationship or toxic marriage relationship. Is going to help you to know exactly what you're dealing with. But nevertheless, some situations can still be handled. Remember, this is your family. You don't have to pull your house down just because your wife is nagging. Find a solution. That is what true heroes does. True heroes don't abandon their homes, they don't abandon their wife. Of course, they go out there and find what the solution is to solve the problem in their family and, of course, still become the king of their home. If you lose your marriage, if you lose your family, of course, you have lost your kingdom. The family of a man is his first kingdom, and some men are careless about their family, their wife, and their children because they don't understand that this is one kingdom that God has, first of all, trusted into their hands. Don't lose your kingdom. Be a true king to your family, to your wife, to your children, and rule well. That is the will of God for you. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up by clicking there, drop a comment, and invite friends by sharing the videos. Thank you for watching. My name is Mr. Christy.